Global warming. 10 effects about global warming. Global warming is the name given to the phenomena that involve the earth warming up. More especially, it refers to the fact that the earth has got at least 2 degrees warmer than it has in pre-industrial times. This may not sound like much, but it has already had a significant effect on the world's climate, the sea level, and on ice in the polar region of the planet. Global warming is sometimes also referred as the greenhouse effect. Think of a greenhouse and how it is hotter inside the greenhouse than it is outside. This is because the greenhouse is designed to trap sun's rays inside. This is analogous to many aspects of global warming, which comes about in large part due to so-called greenhouse gases, pollutants in the atmosphere, creating a layer above the earth that traps the sun rays in the atmosphere and thus drastically heats it up. Another phrase that you may hear being used interchangeably with global warming is climate change. Climate change refers to the drastic change in weather pattern across the world, including freak weather occurrences like flash floods that occur as a result of global warming. It is important to note that the changes weather pattern that result from global warming, however, do not always result in temperature getting hotter. Snowstorms and extra cold winter cold winters can also be result of global warming. 10 effects about global warming. Global warming is one of the most pressing issues of our times, and so it is critical to know all of the facts about it. Is below. You will find a list of 10 facts about global warming. How many them do you know already? First, global warming is very much linked to the Industrial Revolution. The so-called Industrial Revolution, which occurred in the 19th century and which many people would argue is still ongoing, was time when the world became more mechanized. Factories were built and started burning fossil fuel in large quantities. Cars were invented, the people started to use them to get around, and so on and so forth. The vast amount of fossil fuel that humans started burning during the Industrial Revolution remain key drivers of climate change. That is why the changes in the Earth's atmosphere that is attributed to global warming is calculated. The difference between the temperature now and the temperature in what are called the industrial times. Second, a temperature rise of 4 degrees is seen to a tipping point. Scientists frequently affirm that if temperature allowed to rise to 4 degrees above pre-industrial level, climate change will be irreversible. That is why it is so important to act now to halve global warming before it is too late. Third, Third key cause of global warming. Factories, car, the aviation industry and the shipping industry are all key cause of global warming in the present day. The burning of fossil fuel is another big cause of global warming because it produces large amount of greenhouse gases. For the main gases involved in global warming, methane and carbon dioxide are the main greenhouse gases that causes global warming. These are the gases that need to curbed and controlled in order to stop the increase in the temperature of the Earth's atmosphere and surface. Fifth, sea level rises. Melting of the polar ice caps due to global warming will result in considerable rises in sea level by the end of the 21st century. Scientists predict that these rises could be between 7 and 23 inches. That may not sound like a lot, but it would leave whole states of the US, such as Florida, underwater, and whole cities such as Amsterdam totally waterlogged as well. 6. The melting of Arctic ice. How short is it? The Arctic has historically been covered with ice throughout the year. However, due to global warming, the Arctic is expected to experience a summer that is totally free of ice by 2040. And 7, the region of the world that is the most affected of global warming. Again, this is the the most drastic effect of global warming can be seen in the Arctic, and this effect will be hug implication of for the rest of the world. The loss of ice, the loss of habits and rise sea level will be explained by organisms living in the Arctic over the next few decades. Indeed, the effect of global warming can already clearly be seen in the Arctic region. It impact on coral reefs. Another key area of impact on the coral reefs they have suffered that is called bleaching. Coral dying off and what it is ecosystem surrounding it. Coral reefs have taken many thousands of years to build up, so their loss is devastating of the planet. Over the past decades, the bleaching of the Great Barrier Reef, one of the supremely precious natural wonders of our world, has been visible from space. Ninth, how much CO2 humans dump in the atmosphere. Records suggest that every year we humans release around 37 billion metric tons that is of CO2 in the atmosphere. That is a hug amount, and it is far too much. Most of this comes from the burning of fossil fuel in cars, the aviation industry, the shipping industry, and factories and power plant. 10. CO2 level in the atmosphere. Another way of thinking about CO2 level is thinking of how they have changed in terms of percentage since the industrial time. Since the pre-industrial era, say the 1700, CO2 level in our atmosphere have increased around and 34%. Again, this percentage is far too high and must be cruded immediately. Conclusion: the above 10 facts demonstrate that global warming is one of the most pressing issues of our time, and it is clear that humans are the cause of global warming. It follows from this that it is absolutely vital that we all act now, both individually and collectively, to halt global warming before it is too late. This about that you can do yourself and urge other people to take action as well.